Okay, everyone, I'd just like to introduce you to Craig Milburn, who's the General Manager of Kempsey Shire Council. Craig's joining us today to answer a couple of questions around benchmarking in the local government sector and in relation to the Performance Excellence Program that LG Professionals New South Wales manage. So thank you for your time today, Craig.
That's not a problem at all.
Awesome. So we'll jump right in. So first question for you, Craig. As a GM of a council, why is the benchmarking process so important to you?
I think it's really important is as a local government, we're a fairly closed industry in many ways, but we're also a very large industry. So being able to participate in something like the Performance Excellence Program allows me, particularly in regional areas, to see how we're performing compared to other regional areas, not just within New South Wales, but also obviously across Australia and New Zealand. And it's one of the only tools we actually have that gives us that breadth, both in terms of the number of councils who participate, but also in the scope of the benchmarking survey itself. It's continued to grow and evolve over time, and it gives us a really solid basis to actually be looking at ourselves and reviewing what we're doing in relation to other local governments.
Okay, awesome. So you've just touched on the Performance Excellence Program in itself, which is great. So how does the PEP program, the Performance Excellence Program, how does that meet your benchmarking needs?
It's become one of my primary reference points. So when I want to look at our performance each year, because we've participated in this for quite a number of years, we can actually see our own performance over time across the areas in the survey, but how we are tracking. So it allows me to judge our progress and our improvements or areas where we still need to improve. It's not the only thing we look at, but it is one of the strongest tools we've got to allow us to make an assessment of our performance and to develop programs to continue to improve, and what areas they need to really focus on and where we can put our limited resources to do that.
Excellent. So are you able to outline briefly a strategy or a performance sort of measurement that being in the program highlighted to you through the report and what you've done to action that?
Yeah, at my last council, what the survey showed was particularly across our corporate service areas within our finance and our IT and our general admin areas. On the benchmarks, our number and our resourcing levels were very, very low. We were able to use that with some other information and present that to the council in the budget process. And using the graphs, they're very visual, so the councillors could actually see it really, really clearly. They could see the strength of it because it is a national benchmarking process, and they could see it both at a state and a regional level as well.
Yeah.
So it helped us in convincing the council to put the extra resources in so we could have additional staff in those areas that were just clearly under-resourced. Without the survey, we could not have made such a strong argument, and I doubt we would have actually got the resources from the council.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was a really positive outcome.
Excellent. So just a last quick question. For any GM or director in a council that are thinking about joining the Performance Excellence Program, what piece of advice would you offer them?
Jump in, absolutely. We've been involved with it, I think, from the very first year. I think I might have been at Coffs Harbour Council at that point when it first came out. I've been involved at every council I've worked at. It's been a tool I've used every year. It has real benefit. There is a bit of work involved for the staff providing the survey, but that also forces them to actually look at what are the numbers we're collating, what are we doing with those numbers, and and it allows us to produce some more consistent figures. So you become a better informed GM about your organisation and what's actually happening as well. So, any chance I get, I recommend to the other councillors and other general managers, jump in. It's certainly worth it.
Excellent. Well, thanks so much for your time today, Craig.
No worries, and hopefully that helps.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Troy. That's great.